This book review is also a YTP collab announcement. Join the Discord in the description if you're interested in participating.
Pardon my stuffiness, by the way. It is prime allergy season, so no good for me. Excuse the voice. Hey, it's Pumpernickel. I have yet to have made a video that isn't a YouTube poop on here. I probably will do more things like this. There's a couple of ideas that I have of kind of content that I want to make, but I just want to talk a little bit about this book. Waldfield's My Life, My YouTube Poop. Got it a little while ago and read it, and I've been just too lazy to make a video about it, but I wanted to make a video about it because there's a couple of things that I think are pretty cool about it and things that I want to bring up just for other people to be aware of if you're interested in reading this. So to start, it is an autobiography. That's 99% of the book is just life experiences and things like that from Waldfield. And so, you know, it's not just about YouTube poop. And YouTube poop doesn't even come into play until the third or fourth chapter or something like that. So like, there's a lot of things that aren't necessarily just related to YouTube poop. It's not like it's some scholarly thing about YouTube poop. It is just an autobiography. But I think it's worth it alone to read just because of the sort of insight that it gives on early YouTube poop culture back then, when it was a niche thing, when there was only a few people at the forefront, like Walrus Guy. And I think that's pretty cool, and I feel like other people would find that pretty interesting. There's a couple of things that I really appreciated in here. The main thing being the sort of retrospective review on breakdown of every one of Waldfield's videos that he's uploaded over the years. And I think that's a very smart thing. They're rated out of 10. There's little descriptions of each one. I think that's pretty cool. Now, there's a couple of problems that I have with this book, to be honest. Apart from, of course, it could have been focused a little more on YouTube poop culture than it was just a life story. But again, that's not the point of the book, so I can't really dock it points for that. But what I do want to say is that it's very clear that Waldfield has a certain ego and certain comfort with himself and his own work. That's probably a nice way of putting it. What I really mean by that is that he thinks very highly of himself. And, you know, did he make good YouTube poops? Yes, for sure. Some of the most iconic YouTube poops made by Waldfield. And without Waldfield, it's true, a lot of the modern day tropes of YouTube poop, things that are staple, were not before Waldfield's time. Things like the sex scene, like an uncensored thing, and, you know, leaning way more into the kind of raunchy, just over-the-top toilet and sex humor. The vulgarity, that's probably the best word to use, I think was really amplified by Waldfield. But anyway, so regardless of the ego thing, that is something to keep in mind, but you can back it up to some extent. Now, one thing that I thought was interesting is the mention of YTP tennis. And I'm trying to find a passage right now. This may take me a minute. Well, before I get to the thing about YTP tennis, I also want to say that it's pretty cool that he shouted out Lost Highway as just general artistic inspiration. David Lynch is a huge deal to a lot of people, including myself. I love his movies, and Lost Highway is one of my favorites, probably tied with Blue Velvet. But I thought that's pretty cool that he shouted that out, and it's neat to see where some of that influence may be sort of drawn from. Okay, so I found the passage. It says, "I don't believe a single good video has ever come out of YTP tennis, but those are my own tastes, and of course it has its fans, and I respect whatever artistic moves people want to make." So, you know, I kind of understand what he's saying, but I don't really agree. Like, he seems to be suggesting that they don't have any merit in the scope of YouTube poop, but I believe that they fundamentally changed YouTube poop. The rounds of tennis fundamentally changed YouTube poop, pushed it to something that we would not see today. The two people that I really think were snubbed were people that were big into the YTP tennis thing, and the result of coming out of that, a lot of rounds of YTP tennis, was a lot of big multi-source YouTube poop projects. These two people are, of course, I'm a Person. Can't talk about YouTube poop multi-source without I'm a Person. Probably one of the most iconic, influential YouTube poop creators in history. And of course, them older boys. Not of course, because a lot of people don't know who I'm talking about. But this is the creator of the famous burn marks video, which was featured in the important videos playlist. Also the creator of lots of other multi-source YouTube poops that are just fantastic. I suggest you check them out. But yeah, overall, this book, it's good. It's got some cool insight, like I said, into the early sphere, into the early niche, and it's got some problems, but the problems kind of have an explanation. And overall, I'd say it was a good read, and but I did feel a little... it needed something else. Yeah, that's about it. If you want more of this, I can do it. I can do more things. I wanna maybe make some more videos. It's just me talking. Anyway, I'm probably gonna make a YouTube poop with this because I poop myself, you know? Okay. Bye!